Hi guys, it's Kaiwars here. A new Cyberpunk update came out just a few days ago, so I thought I should revisit my HDR settings for the game and let's check out if something changed since the release. I see a huge difference in graphics, overall graphics. It looks more polished and better. But from the HDR standpoint, I don't see any difference basically. So let's see what I set as HDR settings. So for an LG OLED TV, 800 nits of luminance is around great if you have a C series. If you have a B series, then you should lower it to around 700 or even 670-ish nits, because above that you will get overblown highlights. So for the C series, 800 or a little bit more, 850 is the correct setting. Paperwhite, I decided to put it to minimum because, as you can see, it is just the interface. So interface brightness, so this should be at the lowest if you want to keep your display away from burning basically. So I advise you to leave it at minimum and even turn off some HUD settings. So yeah, and tone mapping curve, midpoint, should be at around 170. You can increase it to 190, but it will increase the overall brightness a bit. The shadows will be much brighter, and personally, I love when an OLED TV there is more depth with the inky blacks, and increasing the shadows is, it is just, you make it less three-dimensional, the image. So if you go back and decrease it to around 170, there the highlights will be much more prominent, like the LED strips and all these small bright details will look much better if you put it to 170. Yes, so this also looks very amazing in person. So yeah, I like it this way. Of course, this is just my preferred setting, so this is not what everyone should use, because HDR depends on a lot of things when it comes to gaming, especially on display settings. So my TV settings, I will show you now. This is a 2019 model, so the menu is different. So it is in game mode. If we go into that, you will see my settings. I like to put a little bit of color and a little bit, tiny bit of sharpness on the picture. And of course HDIG is the most important setting, so you should always calibrate your display, your games in HDR after you put it to HDIG, because in dynamic tone mapping the the settings will always change depending on the frame by frame. The TV will always change your brightness depending on the frame. And on HDIG, it is the game which tells you, which tells the TV what brightness it should display. White balance is on warm 2. Warm 3 is a bit too much, and warm 1 is a bit too blue. So warm 2 should be the best for colors. And the setting which is pretty much controversial is the black level. I put it on low because on auto and high you just lose a lot. You lose a lot of brightness on the bright highlights. As you can see, I mean, I don't think you can see because my camera is not that great, but definitely it feels dimmer if I put it on auto or high. And the other big thing is the inky blacks just disappear if I turn it to high or auto. I just won't have correct black level. This is the correct black level. This is not. And it is hard to tell from a video, but you can pretty much see that it is a bit like greenish. You have a greenish tint if you put it on high or auto. So low is the best option here. Or you just lose a lot of dynamic range basically. Alright, so these were my settings that I prefer to have in Cyberpunk 2077. So feel free to check it out and comment if you like it or not. And please subscribe for more videos like this, and have a beautiful day.